Okay, hello and welcome back to this secret Files Tunguska Let's Play. And while I was sitting and saving and going back into the game, having done that, I noticed these hanging on the post. Or these.
I have a different concept of sharp.
Can we pick them up though? We can.
I have a different...
Okay, so they are unsharp. Stone. Could we use that to...
Not really the superlative in whetstones, but these scissors can't get any blunter. And how's that? It now cuts more than butter.
Good stuff. Question is... I mean, this is runny, so we need some way to be able to put it on somewhere, I'd assume. Question is, can we use this to get some reindeer hair or something like that?
Easy there, boy.
Huh, we can, okay. Can we combine this with a twine or whatever? Okay, yeah. And presumably
If I take the spoon, the hairs, and this thread, and I... Hey! It works!
Ah, would you look at that? Okay. Now I assume we can do that to get brush with resin indeed. Can we then use that on the parchment instead?
If I paint the resin very carefully over the parchment pieces... It worked! 5 parts of the source of life, 2 parts of root of tears, 1 part blood of the night, 3 parts drops of intoxication, to be taken shortly before it unites with the wind. What effect it is supposed to have isn't noted, just as much as how to get each ingredient. 5 parts of the source of life, 2 parts of root of tears, 1 part blood of the night, 3 parts drops of intoxication, to be taken shortly before it unites with the wind. What effect it is supposed...
At least we can put that there. Okay. I have an idea, I think, at least about the night thing. Because she talked about that tomato plant being nightshade.
A failed and abandoned attempt to plant and raise a tomato plant.
A member of the nightshade family, indeed.
What should I do with this drought victim?
Can we dig it up then? No? Okay.
I have no idea if it is under protection. But I have no idea.
Oops. Let's dig this one up.
I know. They're under the protection of nature conservation laws. I'll be very careful. It is almost halfway fresh.
Okay.
What should I do with this drought victim?
Can we take the grate back? We can. Okay.
5 parts of the source of life, 2 parts of root of tears, 1 part blood of the night, 3 parts drops of intoxication, to be taken shortly before it unites with the wind. What effect it is supposed to have isn't noted.
Let's see, the question is if he could give us any pointers to those ingredients then, since Nina is a bit unsure. Now that I say that, I don't seem to have a pen on me. Because I'd like to note down those small bits. I'm completely out of a pen. Okay. Question then is that Nope. Okay. So one last time.
5 parts of the source of life,
Source
2
of life
parts
must be
of root of
water,
tears, 1
must be
part
leek,
blood of the night,
must be a
3 parts drop.
nightshade,
What
and
effect?
that. Okay. Let's see if this works.
Hey, old man, wake up. Is this the recipe for your medicine? It really does seem to be the recipe. The old guy wants me to prepare it in this vial. I'll have to hurry preparing his medicine. He's not going to hold out for much longer.
Okay. So
The plant will hardly fit in there.
okay. Can we use this with the
I
nutcracker
could
then?
press out the gentian bulb with that, but then the juice would run all over the place.
Okay. Now can we do that?
Well, that must be the right doses, depending, of course, on the bulb being meant as the root of tears.
Okay. Let's re-grab that. Put some.
A few drops of the intoxication.
Okay. The water, or source of life.
5 parts from the source of life. Got it.
Okay. And unless I'm very much mistaken, it ought to be. We need to do it like that then, no?
What should I do with this drought victim?
Oh, come on. Really? Wait.
A failed and abandoned attempt to plant and raise a tomato plant.
Tomato
known to the bio.
plant. Oh. Are we using this then?
Ketchup is made of tomatoes. Tomatoes belong to the nightshade family. That could be the connection to the blood of the night reference. I'll try it. I must have all of the ingredients together now. The recipe says something about taking it shortly before it unites with the wind. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
Okay, so we need to cook it. Or heat it up, or whatever. So, light it up. Put the grate back. And put the vial on top of the grate.
Hopefully this witch's brew doesn't blow up in my face. I have no idea when the stuff is ready. But before it all evaporates... Evaporate! That's it! To be taken before it unites with the wind. Then the medicine must be finished.
Okay then, let's take it back. And let's give it to the old man.
Drink, old man. I hope that helps.
Thanks.
My pleasure. What happened?
A little difference of opinion with the guards.
Guards? From the research station?
Yes, Oh, it's not important.
Not so important. You nearly died.
But I'm alive. And you aren't just here to help me, are you? You have some questions.
Yes. How did you know?
Your eyes betray you. The eyes betray everyone. And your eyes, I know your eyes. They were here once a long time ago.
Me? I was most certainly not.
Yes, they were. But they weren't in the body of a young woman. You're the daughter of... What was his name again?
Vladimir Kalenkow? You know my father?
Yes, Vladimir was his name. He came to me back then like you are today, with the same eyes.
I need your help. If you knew my father, then you can also tell me what happened here all those years ago.
I'm only a shepherd. I've always been a shepherd, and I will remain a shepherd for the rest of my life.
But...
I know my place in life, and you should know yours too. Listen to the words of a simple man. My son didn't listen to me.
what do you mean?
You want to know what happened here almost 50 years ago, and what is happening here today. My son was also curious. He didn't want to listen to me. He found a strange piece of metal in the woods, and he asked questions. The wrong questions to the wrong people. I never saw him again.
There are things that we are just not meant for. If we don't realize this,
Old man, your words may be very wise, but my father is in danger and I need your help.
I know. I can see it in your eyes. You really are just like your father. I also warned him, but he didn't want to listen to me either. He entered the cursed realm of the Ogdi, the evil thunderbirds that had been sent to cause endless sickness since the year of the great catastrophe. Your father ignored my warning, and his companion must have paid dearly for it. I know that I cannot stop you, so I will tell you where your father had his camp back then. Follow the northern path until you reach the swamps, and you will find what you are looking for. But always remember my words. Be careful in everything you do. Things happen here that no one can even begin to imagine.
The Evank was right. The atmosphere here is real strange. So unreal. Even if perhaps a good portion of superstition is involved, I have a strange feeling here. And then the story with the thunderbirds and the endless sickness. Pull yourself together, Nina. You're just exhausted. There are no thunderbirds, and any phenomenon, no matter how mysterious, can be explained rationally. Hopefully.
True enough.
That must be the site that the old man spoke of. My father started his expeditions from here. Maybe I'll find an explanation here of how the events of the past link with the kidnapping of my father.
Let's hope that's the case. Okay, so there's a path over there.
I should probably watch out where I'm stepping. One false step could be my last one.
Probably true.
The small windows are absolutely filthy.
Okay, let's actually go around the side here. Okay, never mind. At least not for now, actually. Before we go in, the Forbidden Zone, Tunguska region, the old Evank is feeling much better. He talks about his son, who headed to the area of the crash site despite his warnings and found a strange fragment. Later his son suddenly disappeared. The Evank talked about Nina's father, who also didn't listen to his warnings, and Perez had to pay dearly for it. He also warns Nina, but should she turn around now, when she is so close? Probably should, actually, but yeah, let's head inside. Okay. Been a while since anyone was here, obviously.
An 8mm film projector. Considering its age and the fact that it's not professionally handled here, it is not in bad condition.
Okay. Is that power cord or cable running down there? Looks like it.
It won't work without electricity.
Okay.
An old rag.
Can we take the rag then?
An old rag.
Really?
The rag is soaked through.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting. Oh,
A small bit of tinfoil.
hold on, let's pick that up.
There is nothing special to see, but then again, it is pitch black in there.
True.
I would never have dreamed that one day I would clean out a chimney from the inside.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Oops. Shot?
Are shards always broken, or are there whole shards? An interesting question. I'll have to ask my former philosophy professor.
Good call, good call. Okay, what about this compass thing?
A small metal pin. The button must have a purpose. But what? Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Let's have a look over here.
It looks like a garden hose. Time has been gnawing away at it, but there don't seem to be any large cracks or holes in it.
Okay. Can we pick up the hose? Thank you.
A bit of petroleum still seems to be in there.
Let's pick up the oil lamp then.
If I remember correctly, then that thing has something to do with magnetism and producing electricity.
Okay.
A generator, supplying the hut with power. There is obviously no more fuel in it. That would have been too good.
Fair enough.
An old drinking water tank.
Drinking. Aha. Well, let's have a look over here.
That must be a tributary of the stony Tunguska. It's not the river's fault, but I'm starting to hate that name.
Fair enough.
Wow, what a monster! I have to ask, even if I'm talking to myself, how did that thing get here?
Good question. Let's try going up the path here.
That must be the research station that the transit train was supposed to be going to. Has it even arrived there at all? The research station is certainly impressive. It even has its own runway, and probably just as impressively secured. I can forget getting in there. I'm not even sure that I want to go in anyway. After all, I have heard and read about this station and the place it was built on. Anyway, the station does radiate a certain fascination. Not a positive one, and the longer I look, the more I get the shivers. I better make my way back. There's a lot to do, and I still don't know what secret out of Daddy's past is concealed here.
True enough.
The whole station looks like out of a science fiction movie. Hardly believable, considering that it has been here for several decades. Will its secret ever be revealed to me?
Difficult to say.
The river drops about 30 meters here. It's a very impressive sight.
Fair enough. Okay. Well done.
It is light enough here, and I don't want to waste any petroleum. Who knows if I'll need it again?
Aha, do I need to use that since you said it was very dark here? Can we use it? Oops.
I'll light the lamp. Now that the suit is off, I can see numbers written on it. 7.5, 3, 10.5, 6.
Interesting. What use is that to us, though?
Now that the suit is off, I can see numbers written on it. 7.5, 3, 10.5, 6.
Okay.
The small windows are absolutely filthy.
Yeah, you said that once, but okay. Okay, so there must be a way to get some electricity into the house. The question is how you do that.
An old drinking water tank. There's no reception. I've wrapped the tinfoil around the broken glass.
Okay, to what use? Is my question, to be fair, but yeah. Yeah, I suppose we'll cap off the episode here. When we come back, we'll hopefully solve these puzzles. This is pretty much where my semi-blind let's play of this becomes a completely blind, because I got stuck here when I played the game all those years ago. So yeah, let's see if we can actually work this out. I think this honestly is more than I got to previously, but yeah. Until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you tune into the next one. See ya.